Title: The Haunting of Hollow Manor. In the heart of the misty woods, where moonlight barely pierced the thick canopy of ancient trees, there stood an old decaying mansion known as Hollow Manor. Its dark, looming silhouette was a source of fear and curiosity among the villagers, who whispered tales of ghostly apparitions and eerie sounds that echoed from its walls. But it wasn't until the arrival of the Peterson family that the true horror of Hollow Manor was unleashed. Chapter 1. The Arrival. The Petersons, a family of 4, had moved to the countryside in search of a peaceful life, away from the hustle and bustle of the city. They were drawn to the charm of Hollow Manor, unaware of the ominous aura that surrounded the mansion. As they settled into their new home, strange occurrences began to unfold. Chapter 2. The Unsettling Night. On the first night, Emily Peterson, the eldest daughter, woke up to the sound of faint whispers. Following the voice, she found herself in a dimly lit hallway, where a ghostly figure vanished around a corner. Dismissing it as a dream, she returned to her room, only to find the word "Leave" written in blood on her bedroom mirror. Chapter 3. The Haunting Begins. As days passed, the haunting intensified. The family heard footsteps in empty hallways, doors slammed shut on their own, and cold gusts of wind swept through closed windows. Emily's younger brother, Tommy, claimed to have seen a little girl in a tattered dress, her eyes hollow and mournful, standing by the ancient oak tree in the garden. Chapter 4. The Secrets of Hollow Manor. Desperate for answers, the Petersons delved into the history of Hollow Manor. They discovered that the mansion was built on ancient grounds, once inhabited by a reclusive cult. Legend spoke of a ritual gone awry, cursing the land and anyone who dared to reside there. The family realized they were not alone. An entity, fueled by anger and despair, was trapped within the mansion's walls. Chapter 5. The Confrontation. Emily, Tommy, and their parents, Sarah and John, decided to confront the malevolent force. Armed with research about the cult and ancient rituals, they gathered in the mansion's grand hall. As the clock struck midnight, they recited an incantation meant to free the trapped souls. But the ritual went horribly wrong. Chapter 6. The Descent into Darkness. The incantation, instead of setting the spirits free, bound them to the living. The family found themselves haunted, not just by the cult's victims, but also by their tormentors. The once serene Hollow Manor turned into a nightmarish battleground between the forces of light and darkness. Chapter 7. The Sacrifice. In their desperate bid to break the curse, the family unearthed an ancient prophecy. It spoke of a sacrifice, a willing soul who would bear the pain of the trapped spirits, absorbing their anguish and setting them free. Emily, realizing the depth of her love for her family, volunteered for the sacrifice. Chapter 8. The Redemption. As Emily embraced her fate, the mansion shook with the intensity of a storm. The spirits howled, and the darkness that had plagued Hollow Manor began to dissipate. With each scream, Emily's bravery resonated, and the curse was broken. The spirits ascended, leaving behind a peaceful stillness that hadn't been felt in centuries. Chapter 9. The Aftermath. Hollow Manor, no longer haunted, stood silent under the morning sun. The Peterson family, forever changed by their ordeal, decided to leave the mansion behind. As they drove away, they glimpsed a flicker of movement in the window, a ghostly figure of a young girl, her eyes filled with gratitude. Emily had not just saved her family, she had saved them all. Epilogue. The legacy years passed, and the tale of the Peterson family's bravery became a local legend. Hollow Manor was eventually restored, its dark past buried beneath layers of history. But those who knew the story whispered that the spirits of the past still lingered, watching over the mansion and its inhabitants, ensuring that the horrors of the past would never return. And so, the Haunting of Hollow Manor became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the consequences of meddling with forces beyond human comprehension. It served as a chilling reminder that in the depths of darkness, even the smallest glimmer of bravery could bring salvation, but at a price too